Well, good morning. This is Michael from the English Car Company. I'm doing another one of my immersive 360 videos driving in one of our cars from the collection. We're currently driving down Mulholland at the moment. It's just such a beautiful morning. It's the middle of June and we've had a lot of rain, as you can see, so there's a lot of green trees and a lot of greenery. It's just absolutely beautiful. Now, what you can do is, if you are viewing this video on your iPhone or Samsung or Android, you can literally just spin your phone around and you can look around inside the car and watch me change gear and actually look out and see the scenery if you wish. It's a completely immersive 360 video. So let's get back to the car. We're currently driving a 1968 Jaguar E-Type, or XKE as they're known. This has got the 4.2 litre straight 6 twin overhead cam engine, and we bought this 7 or 8 years ago now. I won't be able to tell you the owner's name just because I said I wouldn't do that, so let's just call him Harry for saying sake. And I used to meet Harry at a Starbucks in Malibu. I had a Jaguar XKE at the time, and he would come along and we'd have coffee for an hour at the Starbucks in Malibu. He was probably in his 90s and had bought this car new from Santa Monica for $5,500. It's a Jaguar 2+2, and if you spin around you'll see it's an automatic transmission and has the extra 2 seats in the back. And you can see lots of room for luggage in the back. I have my picnic basket and overnight cases ready to go at a moment's notice. So anyway, Larry was telling me his wife was trying to persuade him to stop driving. I thought he was a good driver, but apparently his wife didn't think as much. And he said, "Look, Michael, when I stop driving, I'd love you to buy this car from me." I said, "That'd be great. I've never owned an E-Type before. It was my dream car to own an E-Type." And he said, "Michael, you can have it for $35,000. I said, "Great. That sounds great. Just give me a call when you're ready, and I'd love to get into the car, you know." He'd not really serviced it or done anything to it in the last 10 years. So no oil, no servicing. The interior was a little bit shot. The exterior needed buffing out, but it seemed like a good all-round original car. Then all of a sudden, Harry, as we'll call him, stopped turning up at the Starbucks. I didn't see him for a number of months, and I thought, oh my word, maybe he was ill, or God forbid, he may have even died. And I never heard from the guy. 2 years later, I get a phone call. "Michael, it's Harry. Are you ready to come and get this E-Type?" I said, Harry who?" He said, "Harry, with the green E-Type." I said, "Harry, I thought you died." He said, "How can I have died?" He said, "I'm just calling you." I said, "Oh my word, I'll be around right away." So I drove around with James, my son, and there was the car, a little bit worse for wear, of course. Never drove it. We didn't know what was going to happen with the car. And we tried to offer him more money. And I said, "Harry, you know, it's probably worth about 50 now. Can we give you 50 for it?" And he started shouting at me, "Are you reneging on the deal?" I said, "No, Harry, I'm not reneging on the deal. I'm trying to give you more money." "No, you're reneging on the deal. It's 35 or nothing." I went, "Harry, I'm trying to give you more money." "Michael, 35 or nothing. Is it a deal?" I said, "Okay, Harry, here's the deal." And James and I drove it away, and we drove up the 405. Wow. It didn't gear change very well. I think I didn't even hear first. Second was probably 2 or 3 seconds, and straight into third, and we struggled to get up the hill. It was creaking and squawking, the shocks were gone, but you know what? That was the best drive James and I had ever had. We laughed all the way home, grinning from ear to ear that we were in an E-Type Jaguar. So then we set about starting to do things to it, and of course the engine compartment was just completely black, not been touched for 10 or 15 years, I mean really. So I had to start steam cleaning and cleaning that down. I started really just cleaning the car. So we started buffing the outside of the car first of all, and that came out pretty good. But there are 123 indentations down the driver's side of the car, and it turned out his wife would just come in her Lexus and bang, just ding the car. Didn't really think much of the car, and So we got the disappearing dent out. Now he's a fantastic guy. He's actually on our website, and he does paintless dent removal, and he's an amazing guy. Been in the business for probably 25 years or more, and he came out and literally spent a whole day and he got all of the dents out. Now this is thick steel on this car, so he did pretty well, and got all the dents out, got the thing buffed up. We cleaned all the engine and then cleaned the interior as best we could, and started driving the car a little bit more, and lo and behold we threw a rod bearing, and in the first month. Luckily it didn't go through the side of the engine casting, and James immediately went online, and spare engines were going for $15,000–$20,000 of course, you know, and we just decided that we couldn't spend $15,000–$20,000. So anyway, James found a place called Chucky's Auto Salvage, and Chucky was a Japanese salvage yard, and some gentleman had brought in this 1974 maroon coupe, and it had a 4.2 engine in it. It was a project car that had gone wrong. He couldn't finish it, and James called him, and I got hold of Chucky, and I said, I need some bits off that engine, Chucky. And Chucky said, I haven't got time to strip this engine down. He said, it's the whole engine or nothing, and the transmission. I said, oh my word, okay, what are you thinking? He said, $1,000 and you pay for shipping. I said, done, let's get it on a truck. And sure enough, 3 weeks later the engine turned up. We got it over to Village Car Care. Corey, who's done a lot of servicing on my cars, and he gets it on an engine stand, turns it over. The engine had been refurbished, rebuilt. So of course the guy must have done the engine and just given up on the rest of the car. So we dropped lucky. We put the engine in for about 6 months while Corey rebuilt our original engine, and what a great job he did. I mean, you can hear it, it's just so smooth. But interestingly, we left the 1974 transmission on, a far better transmission for the car, and Corey also did the conversion back to the 3 SU carburetors. Originally this car had 2 Strombergs on for the American sort of regulations in '68, and of course we were able to get a kit from England and get the original 3 SUs back on, which gave us about another 40 horse, I think, 40 brake horsepower on the car, and you can hear it pulls away, it's so smooth. So we've actually crossed over Los Virgenes Road now, and we're heading up through Mulholland, one of the most beautiful parts of Mulholland. Well, I'll tell you about the rest of the car and what we did. So do keep spinning round and look at the scenery, please. It's a beautiful morning and you'll really enjoy the drive. So then we decided, after the rebuilt engine was put in and it was running really well, we did shock absorbers, we did brakes, exhaust, everything to make it a real good runner. Then we get onto the interior. Of course the interior was pretty well shot. It was the original interior from '68, and somebody recommended Danny Miller to us from Thousand Oaks, and he does a lot of one-off prototype cars in Detroit for BMW and Tesla, and he sort of came out of semi-retirement, saw this car and said, I'd love to do this car as a one-off. So let's just start with the front seats and leave the rest, you know. So he said okay, so we did the front seats, and of course, oh okay, now we need to do the door panels and make those match, and before we knew it, we were into 240 individual leather components. And if you spin around, you'll see what a great job Danny did. You know, we did the door panels, the door pillars, the roof lining, the rear seat, and even down to the beautiful rubbing strips in the rear for where the suitcases go. Danny did an amazing job. So I think we probably ended up putting, we paid 30, 35 for the car. We probably ended up putting about another 20, 25 in. So I think the car owes us about 60 at the moment, but you know, and this was all done 2 or 3 years ago, but what a great driving car. We've been to Vegas in it, and interestingly, yesterday we were asked to go and undertake a little project for a friend of ours, Dustin Troyan from Supercar Sunday, a little filming project out in the Mojave Desert, and he said, I guess I'll have to send a trailer for the car. I said, no, I'll drive it. You'll drive it? He said, it's 100 miles there, 100 miles back. I said, no, that'll be a fantastic drive. And if you go on our Instagram, you'll see a little bit of video of us driving through the Mojave Desert. It just flew. What a piece of British engineering, just absolutely flew up the 14 and across into Mojave, and it was an amazing drive. Really enjoyed it. No problems whatsoever. It ran a little bit above normal, I guess, temperature wise, but didn't really run hot. You know, I stopped for gas once and had the most amazing drive. So you'll notice if you spin around and look at the hood, the colour is sort of a Jaguar racing metallic green, and the car originally, when Harry, as we'll call him, bought it, was a cottage white, and this colour came out, I think, 71, 72, and Harry really enjoyed loved the colour. He'd seen it on another Jaguar coupe somewhere and actually sent the car back to Jaguar to get it repainted. So had it done in this beautiful metallic green, and everybody that sees it comments, you can see when the sun hits the hood, it's a beautiful colour and really stands out in the sun. So hopefully that's a little bit of a great story about our 1968 Jaguar E-Type 2+2 4.2 straight 6 twin overhead cam, and just listen to that engine taking off. The gear changing is just amazing. What a great driving car. Of course, this is one of the best places to drive California, particularly here through Mulholland. If you get a chance, do come and see us at the English Car. Log on the website www.theenglishcar.com and have a look at the cars, and do come and visit us. We have our boutique open now, selling t-shirts and so forth, and we may even take you out in one of the cars if you're lucky. So have a great day, and speak to you soon.